I'm going to be playing the Hobbit saga using only repackaged content to show new players that even with a limited card pool, these quests can still be won. Deck 1 is going to be the Dwarf Starter deck with additional cards that came in the pack. And deck 2 is going to be a Dwarf deck with cards that came in the core set, the Angmar Awakened Hero expansion, the starter decks, and the Fellowship expansion. And we're going to be playing Part 1, We Must Away at Break of Day. Deck 1 has Dane Ironfoot, an 11 threat leadership hero, 1, 2, 3, 5 dwarf. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack and willpower. Nori, a 9 threat spirit hero, 2, 1, 2, 4 dwarf. Response: after you play a dwarf character from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. And Ori, an 8 threat lore hero, 2, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3 dwarf. If you control at least 5 dwarf characters, draw 1 additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. Deck 1, we have Dane Ironfoot, an 11 threat leadership hero, 1, 2, 3, 5 dwarf noble. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack and willpower. Then we have Ori, an 8 threat lore hero, 2, 2, 1, 3 dwarf. If you control at least 5 dwarf characters, draw 1 additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. And Nori, a 9 threat spirit hero, 2, 1, 2, 4 dwarf. Response: after you play a dwarf character from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. The starting threat for deck 1 is 28. In deck 2, we have Gimli, a 11 threat tactics hero, 2, 2, 2, 5 dwarf noble warrior. Gimli gets +1 attack for each damage token on him. Thalin, a 9 threat tactics hero, 1, 2, 2, 4 dwarf warrior. Well, Thalin is committed to a quest. Deal 1 damage to each enemy as is revealed by the encounter deck. And then Bifur, a 7 threat lore hero, 2, 1, 2, 3 dwarf. Action: pay 1 resource from a hero's resource pool. to add one resource to Biffer's resource pool. Any player may trigger this ability, limit once per round. And the starting threat for deck 2 is 27. In the saga, we get a free hero of Bilbo Baggins, 0 threat, 1, 1, 1, 3, Hobbit. The first player gains control of Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo Baggins cannot gain resources from player card effects. If Bilbo Baggins leaves play, the players lose the game. And he's got the Baggins Spear. Baggins, a new hero with a special set-aside rules. This version of Bilbo must be used when playing the scenarios in this set. The Baggins hero card included in this box belongs to a unique Spear of Influence. The Baggins Spear, devoted by the pipe symbol, as Thorin and his companions come to rely on the unlikable hero. Players will need Bilbo's help to defeat each scenario in this deluxe expansion. We must away ere break of day. Bilbo Baggins, a well-to-do hobbit, was enjoying a peaceful morning in the quiet land of the Shire when the wizard Gandalf invited him to join an adventure with Thorin Oakenshield and his companion of dwarves. After hosting the unexpected party and hearing their tales, Bilbo found himself trading the comfort of his hobbit hole for the chance to join their quest to the Lonely Mountain. The long miles lay before the mountain, and the company ran into trouble sooner than expected when they encountered 3 hungry trolls in the wild. Our opening hands. We Are Not Idle, Cram, Durin's Song, Sneak Attack, Eredluin Minor, and Narvi's Belt. I'm going to take a mulligan. We want more dwarf allies. Hasty Stroke, We Are Not Idle, Keeley, Glowin, Test of Will, and a Hidden Cache. Over to deck 2. Gondorian Spearman, Protector of Lorien, Duran's Ruins, Citadel Plate, and Radagast Cunning. We're going to keep this hand. 1A, An Unexpected Party. The wizard Gandalf has chosen Bilbo Baggins to join Thorin and company on their quest to the Lonely Mountain. Setup. Remove and shuffle the 7 sack cards into a sack deck and set it aside face down. Remove the 3 troll enemies and the troll cave from the encounter deck and set them aside out of play. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Each player reveals 1 card from the top of the encounter deck and adds it to the staging area. So here's the troll enemies in the troll cave. and 7 sack cards. Hobbit lands, 1 threat, 1 quest point. After placing 1 or more progress tokens in Hobbit lands, the first player draws 1 card. And Suspicious Crow. 25 threat, 1/1/1/1 creature. When revealed, reveal the top card of the counter discard pile and add it to the staging area. We have no counter discard pile. Gandalf. We're going to play a We Are Not Idle. Exhaust X dwarf heroes and add X resources to a hero's resource pool. We're going to exhaust Ori and Nori and add 2 resources to Nori's resource pool. And we get a draw card. Got to put in Keeley. Resource rep by 1. And we get to search our deck for Feely and put him into play. I don't have reduce my threat because of Feely because he didn't come into play from my hand. Over to deck 2. Honor Guard. Play Duron's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. 2 Gandalfs. I'm going to discard a Citadel Plate. Play another Duron's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. Gondorian Spearman and a Dwarven Axe. I'm going to get rid of a Protector of Lorien. Now we're going to play a Gondorian Spearman. So there's 2 threat in the staging area. We're going to quest for 2, 4, 5, 6. And 1B, 7 quest points. At first, they had passed through Hobbit lands, a wild, respectable country, inhabited by decent folk, with good roads, an inn or 2, and now and then a dwarf or a farmer ambling by on business. Then they came to lands where people spoke strangely and sang songs Bilbo had never heard before. The Hobbit. Card 1, Dreary Hills, 3 threat, 2 quest points. After placing 1 or more progress tokens on Dreary Hills, each player must discard 1 random card from his hand. Response. After Dreary Hills leaves play as an explored location, Bilbo Baggins gains 1 resource, and a Suspicious Crow, and he dies immediately to silence ability. So he added 3, so he quests successfully by 1. We're going to travel to the Hobbit lands and engage the suspicious crow. Now we're going to block with the Gondorian Spearman, and after a Gondorian Spearman is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So we'll deal 1 damage to the crow, and he dies immediately. Go to the next round. Blade Mastery. Over to deck 1. We get to draw 2 cards because we have 5 dwarves. I'm going to play Erebor Record Keeper. Reduce our threat by 1. I'm going to spend 1 resource and play a Hidden Cache and draw a card. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. There's 3 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Card 1, Lone Lands, 2 threat, 3 quest points. Forced. After placing 1 or more progress tokens on Lone Lands, each player removes 1 resource from one of his hero's resource pools, if able. After Lone Lands leaves play as an explored location, Bilbo Baggins gains 1 resource. Card 2 is No Campfire. Doom 1. And each player may raise their threat by 4 or reveal an encounter card. We're going to reveal encounter cards. Lots or none at all. If there is a troll enemy in the staging area, sack 1. Otherwise, doom 2. Last card, Troll Camp. So we added 5. So we quested neutral. We go to the next round. Very Good Tail and Longbeard Elder. We're going to play. Well, first we're going to play a Very Good Tail and exhaust Keely and Feely. Exhaust 2 allies you control to shuffle your deck and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Put up to 2 allies discarded by this effect into play under your control. The total cost of the allies put into play cannot exceed the total cost of the allies exhausted to pay for this effect. Unexpected Courage, Lore of Moria, King Utter's Mountain, Erebor, Hammersmith, and Feely. So we got one out of that. And we're going to turn the topmost ally in the discard pile to our hand. Now we're going to put in Glowin'. And we have 5 or more dwarf characters, so we're going to add 2 resource to Dane's resource pool. Go over to deck 2, Dagger Westerness. We're going to put in another Gondorian Spearman. Now we're going to quest. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the staging area. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. Whipped Ring. Discard all attachments. We don't have any attachments. And a Hungry Troll. When revealed, the first player chooses a troll enemy in the staging area and engages that enemy. If there are no troll enemies in the staging area, this card gains Surge. Roast them or boil them. Deal 1 damage to each ally. 2 damage instead if there's a troll enemy in the staging area. We're going to cancel that effect. So we had no threat to the staging area, so we quest successfully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That clears the Hobbit lands. Deck 1 draws a card. And we put six progress here. And we go to the next stage. (2A) Roast Mutton. Obviously trolls, even Bilbo in spite of his sheltered life could see that, from the great heavy faces of them, and their size and shape of their legs, not to mention their language, which was not drawing room fashion at all, the Hobbit. When revealed, add the set-aside troll enemies and the troll cave to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. Troll Cave, 2 threat, 4 quest points, immune to player card effects. Players cannot travel to Troll Cave unless Bilbo Baggins has the Troll Key attached, and the first player spends 5 Baggins resources. 2 instead if Bilbo Baggins has the Troll Purse attached. And we got Bert, 23 threat, 3, 5, 2, 10, Troll. Players can't play attachments on Troll enemies. Forced, after Bert engages a player, sack 1. Forced, return Bert to the staging area at the end of the combat phase. The engaged player may raise his threat by 1 to cancel this effect. Tom, 33 threat, 3, 5, 2, 11. Troll enemies can only be engaged by 1 character at a time. After Tom engages a player, sack 1. Return Tom to the staging area at the end of the combat phase. The engaged player may raise his threat by 1 to cancel this effect. And William, 38 threat, 3, 5, 2, 12. Troll enemies not engaged with a player cannot take damage. After William engages a player, sack 2. Return William to the staging area at the end of the combat phase. The engaged player may raise his threat by 1 to cancel this effect. We're going to travel to the troll camp. Then we're going to optionally engage Tom. Sack 1. Attached to the character excluding Gandalf with the highest printed hit points. We're going to attach that to Dane. Now William comes down. Bert comes down to deck 1. A deep sack attached to the character excluding Gandalf with the highest printed willpower. That's going to be Lowen. Now deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with the Hammersmith. No shadow. Destroyed. We're going to block with the Spearman. If this attack deals at least 1 damage, shuffle this back into the encounter deck. And when he defends, he does 1 damage to the enemy. And 2B, 1 quest point. Forced. If there are no troll enemies left in play, or if there are no cards left in the encounter deck, advance to the next stage. Anytime players would place progress tokens on this quest, discard an equal number of cards from the encounter deck instead. Progress is placed on the active location before triggering this effect. Now we're going to play an action and exhaust Bilbo to remove sack card. Attached to Glowin. Shuffle that back into the deck. Now we're going to attack Tom with Gimli and deal 1 damage. We're going to raise our threat by 1 to keep him engaged. Draw a card. Blade Mastery. We're going to put Gandalf into play. And deal 4 damage to Tom. Go over to deck 1, Dwarf Pipe, and a Test of Will. I'm going to use Bilbo's action and remove this sack attached to Dane. Now we're going to play a Longbeard Elder. Reduce our threat by 1. Now go into the questing phase. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the staging area. We're going to quest 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Troll Purse. Attach that to Tom. Cave Entrance. So, Cave Entrance is 1 threat, 3 quest points. While Cave Entrance is in the staging area, it gains force. At the end of the round, place the top X cards of the encounter discard pile at the bottom of the encounter deck. X is the number of players in the game. On the Troll Purse, If the troll purse is discarded, add it to the staging area. If troll purse is unattached and in the staging area, attach it to a troll enemy if able. After attached enemy is destroyed, the first player may spend one Baggins resource to claim this objective and attach it to Bilbo Baggins. So we added one threat. So we quest successfully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 clears the troll camp and we discard 5 cards. Nice pickle. Lots and none at all. Hungry troll. Whipped rain. And a suspicious crow. Now we're going to travel to the Lone Lands. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Gandalf. Deal 4 damage to each character with a sack attached. We have no sack attached, cards attached. So Gandalf takes 1 damage. And we're going to block with Keeley. Attacking enemy is a troll, sack 1. You may spend 1 Baggins resource to cancel this effect. We will. So that destroys Keeley. So now we're going to attack with Gimli for 3 and deal 1 damage to Tom. And we're going to raise our threat by 1 to keep the trolls engaged. Now we go to the next round. Erebor Record Keeper and a Sigil Miner. We're going to play Gandalf. This Gandalf goes away. And deal 4 damage to Tom. That destroys him. And then we're going to spend 1 Baggins resource to claim it. Over to deck 2. Veteran Axe Hand. I'm going to put a Veteran Axe Hand into play. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. There it is. So these 2 cards go to the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the staging area. We're going to quest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. First card is Lone Lands. 2 threat, 3 quest points. After placing one or more tokens on Lone Lands, each player removes 1 resource from one of his hero's resource pools if able. After Lone Lands leaves play as an explored location, Bilbo Baggins gains 1 resource. Troll Key. We're going to attach that to Bert. If Troll Key is discarded, add it to the staging area. If Troll Key is unattached and in the staging area, add it to a troll enemy if able. After attached troll enemy takes damage as a result of an attack, the first player may exhaust Bilbo Baggins to claim this objective and attach it to him. So we added 2 threat. So we quest successfully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 go on to the Lone Lands. So we're going to remove 1 resource from Biffer and 1 from Nori and add 1 to Bilbo. And then we discard 5 cards. Troll Camp, Suspicious Crow, Nice Pickle, and no campfires. We're going to travel to the Lone Lands. Now, attacking. We're going to we only need to deal 1 damage to him. We can attack now with multiple characters because Tom is destroyed. So if we attacked for 1, 2, 3. We're going to block with Gandalf. Attacking enemy is a troll, sack 1. First player may spend a Baggins resource to cancel this effect. We will. So Gandalf takes 1 damage. And then we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3. And deal 1 damage to Bert. And then we're going to exhaust Bilbo to claim the Troll Key. Now we're going to raise our threat by 1 and go to the next round. Gandalf goes away. Dwarven Axe. We're going to play Gandalf. And reduce our threat by 5. Go over to deck 1, King Under the Mountain. Play Erebor Record Keeper. Reduce our threat by 1. Now there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the staging area. Request for 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. These two should go at the bottom. We're actually going to take this guy back, so we're at 18. Windrift Rain. Discard all non-treasure, non-objective attachments. Don't have any attachments. Hungry Troll. First player chooses a troll enemy in the staging area and engages that enemy. If there are no troll enemies in the staging area, this card gains Surge. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards left. I'm going to play a Test of Will and cancel that effect. So we quest successfully for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 go here. We discard 1 resource here, and 1 here, and we put 1 here. And we discard 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to spend 2 and travel to the troll cave because we have the troll purse. You'll let 1 shadow card. We're going to block with Feely. Defending player raises threat by 2. Feely's destroyed. Now we gonna raise our threat by 1 to keep him in play and go to the next round. Gandalf goes away. Draw a card. We're going to play Gandalf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and draw 3 cards. Going over to deck 2, draw a card. We're going to play Honor Guard. Now we have to put these 2 at the bottom of the deck. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards left in the deck. And there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to quest for 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Card 1, roast them or boil them. Deal 1 damage to each ally in the 2 damage instead if there's a troll in the staging area. So that's 2 damage, 2 damage. This is gone. We're going to exhaust him to prevent 1 damage going to him. It's got a response that exhaust Honor Guard to cancel 1 point of damage just dealt to a character. This is gone. This is gone. And 1 more. Dreary Hills. 3 threat. After placing 1 or more progress tokens on Dreary Hills, each player must discard a card at random from his hand. And after it's explored, put a resource on Bilbo. So we added 2. We're going to play Radagast Cunning. Choose an enemy in the staging area until the end of the phase. That enemy does not contribute its threat. So that's going to be William. So bring it down to 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we got to recalculate because we got stuff destroyed. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we quest successfully by 18, by 17. That puts 4 here, exploring this. And discard 13 cards. Hungry Trolls. Lots but none at all. No Campfire. Lots but none at all. Hobbit Lands. And no Campfire. So we have completed. If there are no cards left in the counter deck, advance to the next stage. 3A. Dawn take you all and be stoned to you, said a voice that sounded like William's, but it wasn't, for just at that moment the light came over the hill, and there was a mighty twitter in the branches. William never spoke, for he stood turned to stone as he stooped, and Bert and Tom were stuck like rocks as they looked at him, the Hobbit. 3B. Dawn take you all. 0 quest points. When revealed, remove all troll enemies and sack cards from the game. If Troll Cave is in the victory display, the players have discovered the treasures Sting, Glamdring, and Orcrist. The players have won the game. So removes him and from the game. And now there's a win. Tough fought, but we succeeded. And we have earned Orcrist, an artifact item weapon, attached to a hero, restricted. Attached character gains +2 attack. Response. After attached hero destroys an orc enemy, add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. Sting. Artifact item weapon. Attached to Bilbo Baggins, restricted. Bilbo Baggins gets +1 willpower, attack, and defense. Response. After Bilbo Baggins exhausts to defend, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to discarded card's threat. And Glamdring. Artifact item weapon. Attached to a hero or Gandalf. Restricted. Attached character gets +2 attack. Response. After attached character destroys an orc enemy, draw 1 card. And these get to stay with you for the rest of the campaign, as long as you stay with the same heroes. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you over the Misty Mountains Grim. And I would say the MVPs were Gandalf and the Gondorian Spearman. Actually, I'm going to say Gandalf for deck 2 and a Test of Will for deck 1, because that was very helpful.